Hello, hello, hello. I'm sitting here fumbling with this phone. I didn't get to do my thumbnail. Anyway, it's Sunday, Monday, pretty late. Um, I want to bring you all information. I don't even know how I missed this story, storyline pertaining to Turliscea Turner, 29 years of age. Hey, Just Queen. I'm this befuddled right now. I'm doing stuff and I'm trying. I didn't do my thumbnail and everything. It's messed up. But anyway, Turliscea Turner, 29, who was has gone to court. A complaint was filed in federal court on Thursday. She and Mr. Fitzgerald, Jeremy Fitzgerald, who is 34 years of age, she's 29, have been charged with. Hi, Mary Blue, how you doing? Charged with the kidnap of Sergio Smith, the 2-year-old, out of Memphis, Tennessee, where they discarded the child in South Haven, Mississippi. And I'm getting conflicting information, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to just run it to you right quick, what I have, and then we'll go from there. Sorry. She appeared in court. This is by News 3. She appeared in court. There was no video and audio by the news because they're not allowed to have any video or audio in the said courtroom. Um, she sat before the judge just for a few minutes. She remained quiet during court. Her lawyer told the judge he needs more time so he can put forth evidence for her case. And she's scheduled for a bond hearing on Monday. So her court date was reset for Monday for a bond hearing. What I'm confused about is that Fox News basically says in their storyline, everything is the same in most of the storylines and the news information that I have from different networks. But each network is starting to conflict about the kidnapping conversation. Fox News says that the sister called Mr. Fitzgerald, basically alluding to the fact that she may have spoken to Antoinette on the phone from Nashville because Antoinette could not reach him. And it words like that Antoinette could not reach him, tried calling him numerous times to get him to get her child. And then after that, it says, then the sister calls him. Well, then when you log over to when you log over to News 3, it says the sister I don't know. It says he called the sister and demanded money. So let me say that one more time. Fox News alludes to the fact that Antoinette tried calling him from Nashville, wherever. He would not answer the phone. And so then her sister called him. And in the conversation, he demands money from her, and that Miss Turner also knows about the said ransom. But News 3 is alluding to the fact that he called the sister. So which is it? Because I'm confused. News 3 is saying he called the sister and demanded money once he got back, I guess, from Nashville. But Fox News is saying Antoinette kept calling, couldn't get an answer from him. And then her sister calls him. And during the conversation, he demands money. So which is it? She called him first or he called her? I don't know what's going on with the varying stories. Oh man, it makes me sick. Well, something ain't right. But as I told you just now, excuse me, I'm snacking. Channel 3 is saying she's been to court. Her lawyer needs more time, and he needs more evidence so he can put forth, I guess, evidence to bring forth to the judge to show why she would deserve a bond. That's my news story for today. I want to get that out first because some of you get jiggy if you don't start talking about what you say, talk about in the title. They voted. CBS News says stimulus has been voted on. Hopefully you'll get your check. This is so crazy to me. Not CBS. I'm on the wrong. I don't even know why I'm trying to bring you all this news because I'm not. I need to go back to bed because I can't get this live right. I'm all over the place. Um, CBS. Let me start over. Washington Post says a 900 billion stimulus package has been put forth. The deal was put forth late afternoon. They have to wait for the House. The House put forth the 900 billion deal. They have to wait for the Senate to approve it. Hopefully, we won't have to do a one-day extension, so there won't be a government shutdown. Single people will receive $600. A family of four will receive $2,400 up to a certain income. People drawing unemployment will receive $300 a week starting early December 27th. And that will go up to 11 weeks through March 14th. Nothing is final till the bill text is released. And that's the said information for that. Sorry. Tax breaks will go for corporate expenses lobbied for by the White House to and denounced strongly by congressional Democrats. Number 45 has been wanting this proposal for months, but his critics were saying, no, shouldn't. He called it the 3 martini lunch. And this is basically for, I guess, corporate people to get a discount when they are dining. And it is strongly denounced by the Democrats. And as I state, Mr. Trump has been trying to get this to go forward for months now. And he's called it the 3 martini lunch. And Mr. 45 feels like, well, this is a way to revive the restaurant industry that has been badly battered by the economy. Also, the eviction moratorium will be extended through January, and the Democrats are hoping that when Biden takes office, that if necessary, that will get extended. And there's $25 billion in emergency assistance for renters, and they're not clear how that money will be dispersed. Also emerging is a legislative package to devote $330 billion to small businesses aid and allocates billions to array critical needs as transportation agencies, distressed renters, and hungry people. I got so much I can't even think. Number 45, they say, is losing his mind. He got up at 12:18 in the morning tweeting about giving more money to us, Americans, in direct payments. And it's stated by the Washington Post that last week, the White House aides talked about number 45 not issuing a statement and demanding that the checks be an amount of $2,000 out of fear he would mess up the delicate negotiations. And that's the said information coming from the Washington Post. Sorry, I was a little bobbly here getting the information to you. CBS News is talking about the COVID. COVID has a new strain over in the UK, and it is said that France has put a 48-hour ban for anyone traveling out of their country to the UK. Also, Belgium has put up a ban for their citizens to travel to the UK. There is a new strain of COVID-19 in that country. Top officials in Britain are saying that this strain is at least 70% more transmissible than the previous one. The strain is driving rapid spread in London and southern England, but there's no evidence that it's deadlier or would react differently to the vaccine, according to the BBC News. The Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, announced Saturday that they have a strict COVID restrictions in order right now and that they had to cancel their 5-day Christmas relaxation period between December 23rd and the 27th. That's the said information coming from abroad. So as I told you all the other day that I heard something about a new strain of COVID, and now you see France is saying, yes, it is. Excuse my manners. Oh, I couldn't get it together just now. So as you see, Ms. Turner has gone to court. Ten in the room, 6 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. Very late morning. I'm sorry. I was tired. Conversations ran late. Talking to somebody, and I just was like, I got to lay down and get some rest. And I tried napping. Then of course, the baby hurts just now was stomping. I said, well, you might just gonna open your eyes and get on live. Because so long as them 2 rhinos is up, you ain't gonna get no rest no way. Sick of their ass. Excuse me. I'm sick of that. Swear to God, I'm sick of it. Oh Jesus, pray for me. But that's the said information. Stimulus hopefully will pass through by the Senate. The approval. The deal's already been made, but it's just the stamp. And then the new strain of COVID out. So I'll be praying for all of you. But this issue with Miss Turner, she's the only one that appeared in court. Well, Nitra, it just gets so. Hi, Joel. How you doing? I didn't mean to ignore any of you. How you doing? It's just, to me, it's annoying because it's like, I don't need to hear you walking. That's just how I feel. That's just who I am. I don't want to hear you walking. I don't want to hear you stomping. How you doing, Katina? I don't want to hear all that, okay? So if you're just not opening your eyes and coming to from your slumber, you haven't even decided if you want to get up or not. But you walking hard and banging shit around, well, you basically telling me, hell, I need to get on up because I ain't going to sleep. So get on up, okay? Since you pay bills down here, I gotta get on up, huh? Damn. Show me some respect. Hell, it's late. You see, chapter 12. It's a new day in Tennessee. It's ignorant. I don't know what to say about this case. I could have sworn somebody had told me that they didn't get apprehended till Tuesday. But then when I go back in the articles just now, they're saying both got apprehended on Monday after dropping the baby off at the Goodwill. The girlfriend went to the Kroger. That's where she got caught. But then I thought originally when I heard the story, he got caught at the Kroger. So it's like, well, which is it? Now the article's are saying she was at the Kroger. Hi, Chris Thorns. How are you? So good. Thanks for joining me. So it's like, now she's at the Kroger in the same clothes she had on earlier. Okay, Chris said she was in the store. Okay, so she's in the store and he was somewhere, what, just riding? I'm over these people. And remember I told you all that where I had the problem is with the kidnapping. Who said what to whom first about the kidnapping? So whom said what? Now I bring you 2 different sources that are conflicting. Right, just Queenie probably was waiting on her. You're right. That's what I thought. But when I first heard everything last week, this is not how I remember hearing it. They said he was caught in Cordova at a Kroger. So was he in the parking lot and she was in the store? Or he was dry? I see. I'm over it. I'm so sick of these people. I'm serious. I'm over all of it. I'm over all of it. Oh, he was trying to get away by ramming the police cars. Okay. Right. So you're right, Chris. So when it first went down, I thought he was by himself. When we first heard the story, or I'll speak for myself, I didn't hear anything about her. I just heard Kroger, Cordova, and him ramming the car. I never heard anything about she. And this is why I said, going to other people's pages, listening to stuff, you think you're getting the 411, but you're not. I'm saying it. I'm saying it. Right, Nitra. I thought he was by himself too. But didn't I tell you, just like I told Lita today, because we had a long talk offline today, every day since this story broke, there has been a little bit of salt and a little bit of salt. Right. And so I don't want to seem like I'm bringing anything false to you all. But this is why I tell you all why you can't get hyped up when you hear something else, you read something else, or somebody else comments in the page about something, because the first thing everybody likes to do is get upset and say, well, he lying, she lying. No, it ain't that they lying. It's just that maybe they read something different or they heard something different. And I've been on other people's channels. I went on that Nick at Night. That girl recommended that channel. I went over there, and you know the queen. Oh, I've commented. I sure did. I've commented in response to some of the people's comments. And everything that a lot of the people are bringing up are things I've already mentioned to you guys that didn't make no sense with the story. Because I always tell you all to repeat things back to yourself when you hear something. Sometimes you have to say stuff out loud and say to yourself, does this sound right to me? What I'm hearing? So I always say, repeat it out loud. And you know what else? Repeat the story to somebody else. Well, you're right, Chris. You're right. You're right. It's best to do your own research. You're right. So different conflicting versions by the news of who made the initial phone call about the ransom. And that's why I said to you all, this is where I have the problem. Maybe he's a wild out guy. He just like to wild out. You know, he may be hot-headed. He's that type of guy that gets upset. He goes off, hey, Tracy. He flips out. So he's that type will do anything. But then when you bring in the ransom, it throws me off because it's like, wait a minute. How would he know who to ask for ransom? Was this issue that serious that he's now that angry that he's going to then go back to Memphis, find somebody, or have someone, help? I ain't going to ask nobody for no help. No. I just not. Good suggestion, but We'll talk about that another day about outside help, where it can get you in a lot of drama. It's confusing to me because I now have to believe he's this crazy, he's this upset. Hey, Tracy, so I thought that was you. Are you okay, baby? Because I've been asking about you. You haven't joined on the live, so I've been wondering, are you okay in the UK? Since you're in the UK and you all about to shut down, partial shutdown out there. Okay, Chris, I understand what you're saying. Okay. So, I can't get it together, you guys. Just forgive me. I'm trying to understand all of this. That it's this much anger and upset. You're this angry and upset that you're now going to somebody when you get back to Memphis to say, I want some money. But as I state, each news is given a different time frame of who called whom. One saying he called her, one saying she called. So one is saying after Antoinette tried calling him, didn't get an answer to retrieve her child, which that makes no sense. Excuse me. How are you going to get your child when you're not even in Memphis? I'll wait. How are you going to get your baby if you're not in Memphis? So you're calling to try to get your sister or someone to go pick up your baby? Just asking. Are you trying to get your sister to call him? Well, I can't reach him, so you call him and see if you can go pick my baby up. You understand what I'm saying? Is that how it went? He wouldn't answer, so she calls her sister and tells her to try to call. And then the sister tries to call, and then he then says, well, I'll give your baby back, your nephew, if I get $10,000. You all, that sounds so just lunacy to me. Like, seriously, TV drama, like a made-up movie, because you rarely hear Black folks asking for ransom money. You just don't. Well, Chris, I think folks are already itching about that from the screenshots. You know, the other girl on her channel, she had the screenshots as well. I'm assuming that they're the same ones that you saw. So, okay, Just Queen says, why do they have conflicting stories? I don't know. That's why this is what I always keep telling you all, why you don't get jiggy and upset with the news, because did not tell you, it's all in the wording. It's all in the wording. How Mary wants to word it, how John wants to word it. And I brought you two sources just now that do not say it the same way of who called whom and initiated a conversation. Say no, meaning she's going to eventually get arrested. Well, see, that's why I told my viewers, Chris, listening to somebody else on their channel, Facebook, whatever, tell you, well, she ain't got arrested, like that means something. That doesn't mean anything to me, that somebody didn't get arrested. Like I tell people, she does not have her child, so what difference does it make? It wasn't paid. He just decided to abandon the baby. It made no sense. Right. And that's what I said, Nitra. That's what he did. If that is even true. But see, what makes you think that it's true about the ransom is in this complaint, in this federal complaint, it states, Miss Turner is saying he asked for the ransom, which is upping her charges, because now you're talking about conspiracy. You knew of a kidnapping and you didn't try to defuse it or go to law enforcement. And also these two articles also show that Miss Smith, you did not contact anyone in authority in Nashville, which could have helped you possibly diffuse your situation. Because as we have stated, there's no way I believe Nashville police would let you stand out in the cold till you got help to get back to Memphis. And like me and Lita was saying today, even if you slept in a car outside of the shelter, in the car with this stranger, mind you, wouldn't you have went into the shelter that morning to ask for help and explain your situation? And 9 times out of 10, they would not have turned you away. They would have had somebody come and get you to the women's shelter or a women's shelter in the area, and or a bus ticket, and or church, and or counselor, social worker, mediator, something. No, you let the man take off in the car from a place where you could get help now. See, this is why I keep telling you all, you have to think about the stuff that's being said, because I didn't even think about that. You left the shelter in the morning, although you were sleeping outside allegedly in the car. How you doing, Lita? You left that place and went, and he took you to another store. Okay, baby. Thanks for joining me, Chris. You went into another location from the shelter where you should have been getting some help. Because I forgot to mention that, because hell, you know, like I said, trying to remember everything to question out her statements. You leave point A, originally standing outside the store. Hey, Katina. So you left a store with a stranger or man and slept outside of a shelter on the back seat of someone's car. That's point B. And when you woke up that morning, you did not go into that shelter to try to get aid for yourself, nor still call a police officer. You then let him drive you to another store, which is point 3, point C. And another stranger came by and asked you how you doing, what's wrong. You told him the situation. He told you he had a wife at the house. Woo, woo, woo. You can get bathed, which is very odd to me. And then you left there. So now we're talking about point D. And then somebody hears your story of your child being sat out at the Goodwill and decides to reach out to you through Facebook Messenger, and the rest is history. None of this makes any logical sense to me. Right. Too many men's calls. And the average woman would be afraid to jump into different cars after being duped by somebody, excuse me, that just tried to prostitute you. $14 in the room, 19 thumbs up. Just Queen. There are no words. Do you hear me? I'm barely awoke, so bear with me. I'm barely here. Crazy. All this is crazy. Lunacy. I do not think Miss Smith is telling the truth about anything that transpired in Nashville, Tennessee. I also won't doubt that she never slept outside in some man's car. Well, the point is, it's not about her, Nitra. It's about the person he's asking the money from, allegedly, the sister. He's not asking for money from the person he just dropped off. He went to the sister, allegedly, and asked for money. And that's another point. Like I said, how she has money. What led you to think she had money to give you? If she had the money, what made you think she would actually give you the money? I mean, just think about what you're saying. What person is going to just hand you $10,000? I'm not saying there's people who would not pay for their children or their family members, but everybody knows you contact the police, who then will contact the FBI when there is a ransom involved. You don't negotiate a ransom on your own. And it has also been known through history that most people who call people for a ransom, they killed the people. Right, just Queen, I'm with you. I think the police know something fishy. But as we have seen with cases of children being abandoned, such as the case in Alabama, I'm going to always bring that case up because that case had the issue of a ransom that came forward. You never heard any more about those parents being charged with neglect or this and that. For all we know, it can turn out they'll let her go with a slap on the wrist. They'll let her go because, as you see, Miss Thomas, she didn't get neglect charges down in Alabama, and it's clear as day that she wasn't watching her child, because if somebody was watching the child, Camille would have never been kidnapped. So you see, you don't know how it's going to turn out. Now, Memphis is demographically black. I've had to rethink that tonight. So everything go to court. 9 times out of 10, you be lucky if you have 2 white people on the judge. I kept thinking about Mississippi. Might be more white people, on the jury. Katina thinks the feds will pick up the mother. We will see. We will see. But if I was to believe the story as she puts it down, I said to myself, this guy has a lot of hate for you, that he's willing to leave you in another city, turn on you, leave you destitute, go call your sister, ask for money, don't get the money, and then the next day say, the hell with it, let me drop this baby out. And then think that he could be caught, him and the girl. Knowing you were called to say that they're the last ones to have the child. Well, see, that's why you have to go to the other lady's channel, to Nick at Night's channel, where she has the screenshots of the conversation of a guy who allegedly had a conversation with Miss Smith on Facebook, asking her, why did she do it? Girl, I'm eating some hot tamales, about to choke, because that acid gets down in my throat and I cut my windpipe off. I can't eat candy and chocolate anymore because there's something about the acid just like acid reflux. It bothers me, but they taste so good. So that's why I got my water to diffuse it. But I won't doubt that the people in Nashville where she was staying is in on it as well. So Cynthia thinks that she wasn't kidnapped. She left with him and the baby with someone that he knew. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I think the whole story is a ruse. What is the main line? Is it just to get money out his sister? I don't know. Well, I thought it was odd day one too. That's why I went to the lady's Facebook page and watched it for myself instead of hearing, he said, she said. I said, let me hear out her own mouth what she has to say about what happened. Once I heard, she never, like I tell you all, she didn't talk the way most people talk when they're spinning a story about what they went through. Usually, you're going to tell something. Okay, Nitra keep talking about these screenshots. But see, Nitra, that's the whole thing. You ain't heard nothing else about that. Don't you find that odd? All the news articles that have been reported, you can go and Google right now. There's not one news source that says anything about her being drugged. That's why I got a bad feeling once I start hearing her talk on the channel, because now you see it's still flip-flop. You got this lady rallying behind her, Miss Beers, talking about what she is and ain't. Then you talking about you seen screenshots of her talking about she was drugged, but yet I don't remember seeing those screenshots. And two, no news source has confirmed that she was drugged. Before she talked to Barbara, she talked to another guy explaining the story. Okay, so if that is to be true, once again, you talking to P.D. Pablo over here about being drugged or whomever, then you say you saw screenshots. You never hear Miss Beers allude to the fact, oh, you were drugged during that live. The news has been breaking the story all week. From here to New York has broke the story. And not one source, CNN, Fox, nobody has said, oh, the lady went there, he drugged her, or he got mad. You haven't heard one story about her being drugged. Do you see what I'm saying? Every day it's something different with this story. Right, Cynthia. Nothing was said about no damn drugs. Nothing. Not one story, not one outlet, news outlet proclaims that she said he drugged her. And if he drugged her, how could she be standing up outside to jump into somebody's car? Right. It's only saying he asked me to prostitute, I declined, and he got rid of me. And we all know if you're going to use the I was drugged, how are you going to be drugged and standing up on 2 feet? I'll wait. How are you going to do that? Well, Ms. Burson asked the important questions. Now, maybe she was just trying to do like the news. Go ahead, tell me your story. But I'm just not going to sit here. Look, when you're drugged and remember all them lies. Girl, just clean stop. But you understand what I'm saying? It's no different than anybody that brings somebody on their channel, news, controversial, like Gayle King and R. Kelly. Perfect example. Gayle didn't just let him sit up there and tell her what he wanted her to hear. She would ask him questions. That's why it's called an interview. You cannot just invite somebody to talk and then throw your hands up and say, I ain't gonna ask you nothing. That makes no sense. Right. She needs to be talking. You right. Hello, humbly, how you doing? Katina, you're very right. And that's what also makes the story not plausible. Your memory would be a little blank. Yes, it would. You also would not be standing up. They would have found you outside somewhere, thrown outside. Ain't nobody thought about that? See, every time I talk to you all, I can bring something different every day from these own people's words, from her own words. You wouldn't be standing up outside to get in the first car because had you been drugged, you would have been down and out. Down and out. Laying down with your eyes closed. Not standing up, talking to people about what happened to you and jumping from car to car. You would have been found on the side of a road somewhere, luckily, and somebody would have called 911 to say, we have a lady out here who is not awake. Are you following me? So now, well, you're right, Cynthia. She's very fortunate that nothing happened to the child. Uncle G, how you doing? Got me a little fan. Well, does she have questionable? Quit using them big old words. Go to her Facebook and then come back and holler at me and tell me what you think. If you want to worry about her credibility, we ain't gonna say credibility. Let's just say her demeanor. As they say, Facebook don't lie. Ooh-wee. Throw mama from the train. Just Queen said loose, in my opinion. Well, I'm a human. I'm not married. So naturally, you know I can have relations with whomever I choose. Because I'm grown. Just like she grown. But the fact that you allegedly pushed out 8 babies and ain't got no husband, I'm going to leave it right there. You mean to tell me they don't have no health departments in Mississippi where you can get birth control? I'm saying it. Well, Nidra, that's the whole point. Everything that was said in that live, Miss Burris never questioned nothing about. It happened to the other children. What did you mean? Why did you get in a car with the 2 different people? Why? Look at Katina talking about feds come get the mother. And the state has her child. Because I just read it again in one of the news clippings. So for somebody to sit up and say she ain't been arrested, like that should prove something to me or an outsider. That don't prove anything to me. What are you saying, Tracy? Well, see, Just Queen, you're not going to go into all the ins and outs of asking somebody a question if you're really not trying to get to the truth. Think about it. If you're not really trying to get to the truth, you're not getting ready to ask a person anything. That's why she just said she'll interrupt 1 or 2 little times, but she went on and asked her to tell her story. Is Miss Such and Such credible? I ain't gonna comment on that. Go check for yourself. I don't want that name in my mouth no more. I'm gonna put it like that. Because I'm not trying to start no YouTube, Facebook war with nobody I do not know. Thank you, Katina. That was a video I wanted to title tonight. But when I found this information, I kept looking. Oh, Tracy, anytime, baby. I treat all y'all the same. I've already been offline with one of you today. Talking and talking. Some people do things for clout in the world. I've talked to you all about that. That's why you have a lot of discord on YouTube with YouTubers falling out with one another, doing different things. Right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tracy. She says, I'm honest. Thank you. Uh, once you start having, just Queen said, attention seeker. Once you have people who are trying to, you like you say, get views, likes, stir up controversy, it's always going to be a problem. So that's why you always have to be careful what you say about people on social media. Love you too, baby. You have to be careful who you talk to, what you say, because it's easy for stuff to jump off. Then they get their little fan club, wanting to try to hunt you down through the book, this, that, and the other. This is what I tell people. I tell this to you all the time. I tell it to anybody. I tell it to somebody in the street. Baby, I'm highly favored. There's nothing that you can say or do to hurt the queen. Nothing. Because my world doesn't revolve around YouTube. I've said that since day one. My life does not revolve around Facebook. I don't need no Facebook fans because you see, that's not my life. I don't need likes and views on there. Yeah, I can look at something and say, damn, they don't like a picture, they don't like this. Well, maybe that's telling me something. Maybe that's telling me that's not where I need to be. But you got other people, they thrive on that. They thrive on that. You know, as they say in the legal business, ambulance chasers. Bye, Felicia. Some people are ambulance chasers. They'll do anything for clout, do anything for attention. Okay. Well, I pray everything will be okay, Tracy. Mo 3 said it best, and he dead. But his words live on. Facebook for the old heads. Instagram for the new ones. When they say a dead man don't tell no tale. Well, that one talk. He sure did. I watched it on the interview on YouTube the other day with the jumper. He basically said, Facebook is for old folks, and Facebook ain't talking about nothing. Facebook is basically for old head fan club. That's what a dead man said. And that dead man may be on to something. It ain't all that. It ain't all that at all. 28 in the room, 25 thumbs up. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Facebook, the police. Well, well, they do watch. Yes, he was talented because he could sing. Mo 3. 43 minutes in. That's all I got for y'all. I don't even know how I missed that article that she went to court. Thank you, Super Chat me. Thank you, baby. Keep on taking out your stimulus money. Well, thank you so much, baby. That's all I got for y'all today. Hell, that's enough, ain't it? Y'all ain't gonna get for $600 this time. You're not getting $1,200. So you better hold on to that little stimulus money. It's about to get rough. It's about to get rough out here. I'm trying to tell you. I went out this evening. I was with a family friend. Thank you. Love you too, Tracy. I was with a family friend today. We went to Big Lots. Honey. Hey, Brenda. I got, hey, Joy. Y'all up. Ooh, look at y'all. More money. Well, Trump was trying to give y'all more money. Even though a lot of us don't like him. He was trying. He was trying to give you the bang, but they said no. The old Republicans and all the other ones voted no. Y'all ain't getting no extra $600. Not today. So you better take your little $600 and be happy. That's what they saying. Like I told you, I haven't even got the first $1,200. So That's a whole nother thing. Hello, Lakita. Thanks for joining me. You know, something I'm seeing is something, I don't know what, if it's generational with younger people. I once was young. I know that how I live young is basically how I live today. I never hung around a lot of people. I didn't have people running in and out of my house. I didn't live like that. But there are other young people who did. And some of those young people have turned out to be okay now, doing good now, and some have not. Some have fallen by the wayside. You do not want to be, as I keep telling people, a damn Dateline story, a YouTube story, a Facebook story. You want to try to get yourself together because you only live once. Well, yeah, Lita, that's because you live in an expensive part of the world. You down in Florida, it's expensive to live down there. You need to try to think about the things you do and say, because it's easy to say, well, they're young, let them have their fun, da 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 da. Well, as you see with COVID, you don't really have that much time on top of the dirt. Just keeping it real. So really, to give a young person that advice, you got your whole life ahead of you. No, maybe you don't. Because you don't know what's in store for you. And right now we're in desolate times as far as work, money, people being able to go to school, finish school, people being able to keep a job. You really don't have all that time to goof off and, get in trouble, break the law, get high, drink, pop pills, whatever the hell it is you're into, prostitution, whatever. You don't have that kind of time. Best thing you do is find you a few people you like and go out and have a good time, enjoy their friendships, try to get your education, try to keep your full-time job so you can keep a roof over your head, try to keep your legs closed so you don't pop out a bunch of babies that don't have stability when they get here. Go to the health department and get your ass a birth control. Guys, wear a condom because you don't want to be in child support court your entire life. Act like you care about yourself. Thank you, Tracy. Love you too, honey. Act like you care about yourself. Well, that's the point, Cynthia. But see, that's the whole thing about having a child. It does not change your mindset. Some people it does. They buck up and say, okay, I got to do something better. I can't goof off like I was doing. I can't hang out in the street. I can't just run out the door and do what I want because I've got a kid. But then you got somebody over here will say, I don't care nothing about that baby. I'm going out tonight. It's on. I'm going to the club. I'm hanging over here. He said, you want to ride? Come on. And they go find somebody to keep their kids. They chaps. That baby ain't stopping nothing. And I know people who live like that. Their children didn't stop nothing. They stay in somebody's club, lounge, house, on the highway. You wouldn't even know they had children. To each his own. All I'm saying is life is short. And you don't want to get yourself tangled up, messed up when you don't have to be in that predicament. Now, unless you just don't give a damn about yourself, then cool. You'll end up like Miss Smith. The very reason the Queen is talking about her and some other buffoons, because you don't care. You don't care anything about yourself. 30 years old, 32 years old, you don't have any of your children, you didn't have one kid. And the fact that she has so many children, you understand what I'm saying? Grandmama, whoever raised some of them, because she had put that on a Facebook post. I'm not judging her for having somebody help her with her children. That's not my problem. That's not my issue. My issue is you kept having children and we don't see you with those children. And you alluded to that in your live, that this child is all you have. So one would have to ask, why would you still keep having baby after baby after baby with no husband, no protection, and now the last one you had in your possession that you care so much about You posting pictures on Facebook like you getting ready to go to, a photo shoot. That baby now is in the state custody because you left him with some people that didn't give a damn about him, and they turned on you and took your child across state lines and dumped them off like they was taking them to school. Come on, let's go. We're going to school. Damn, Goodwill got a school. I'm dead. Didn't care. Didn't care. Didn't care. And I'm wondering too if Miss Turliscea got children herself, because we haven't heard anything about that, if she had children or not. Have mercy if she do, because you already know the state that took yours automatically. You ain't going to have yours. Tracy says her baby 35. You said her third child taken. What you mean? What you talking about, baby? Help me understand. I can't even get crunk. My mind is just, you just get to a point where all you can do is shake your head like the old people, tap your foot like you're in church, because it ain't that. It's just, this is just too much. Every day it's the same BS about these children. Okay, Tracy. It's the same BS. No words is right. I'm tired of these stories. I'm tired of hearing about people and their kids. But that shows me you don't care about yourself. Because like I told you, a lot of people have been raised by other people. A lot of people have had help raising their children or place their children with somebody else. I could never judge nobody. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've lived elsewhere besides my own parents. So that's not my problem or issue. And I let people know that. But you put yourself in this situation, allegedly, because you wanted to be in it. You endangered your child for whatever hell reason you was trying to get down in Nashville or whatever the hell you was trying to do. You deliberately endangered your child. You can't sit up and act like you didn't do anything. You can't act like, well, it ain't no big deal. Woo. It is a big deal because that's why everybody's commenting. Thank God nothing happened to the baby, because he could have got a hold of some people that wanted to be really nasty. Really nasty. And play some nasty games with him. You understand what I'm saying? And we be talking about another story. A story way worse than what we're talking about right now. I don't see that she cares. I don't see that she cares. Because when I read that screenshot, was it today I got up? And I said, I ain't going to be able to get no damn rest. Let me go over here to this girl YouTube channel. And I got up there trying to read that stuff without my glasses. I had to put my glasses on. So, well, right, Just Queen. Should have just told the truth. I got up with the glasses on, tried to read that screenshot. When that guy said she F with that nigga, I knew then. The guy who allegedly she told she had to tell people something so she can get out of trouble. The way that guy worded that conversation to the girl in the Facebook chat, I believe what he said. I said, if he lying, he's spinning it well. His words were, she F with that nigga. That's what his words were. He didn't say, they just met, woo. He basically like he know they've been messing around. And obviously, that little yellow boy messed with the other one too. The one at the house who kept the little boy. Because we really don't know if she kept him. It says it was his grandparents' house. So, in another version. So, who knows who actually was watching the child? Do y'all hear where I'm going with that? You really don't know who was watching. You don't have no idea who was watching baby Sergio. The fact that he couldn't tell his parents' name when the people tried to talk to him, the fact that he couldn't tell them his name. And 2-year-olds are swift today, baby. I done been around some toddlers. And honey, they know how to work. They know how to work these Androids and iPhones. They know how to work computers. They know how to open the front door. They know how to go in the refrigerator. You see where I'm going. Stop playing. Who gonna want her head? Which one are you talking about? You talking about Turliscea or Antoinette? Oh, the guy. Well, I don't know, but I do. Remember, I brought you all yesterday or the day before. Somebody's harassing her. That's what's been said on Facebook Live. Someone says that she's being harassed. We know who you are. I thought, well, people do have friends. People do know each other. Maybe some of his homeboys, a brother or somebody, pissed off. And now they bothering her. Oh, like, you're right. Just Queen just said it. Just the beginning. You're right. Because ain't no telling what could pop off down there in Memphis. Because I know them folks down there not well. I know they not well. What I always tell people, all them folks at the bottom of Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, they got weird accents. And them folks they all talk similar to me. All of them. Memphis, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida. They got some strong accents. And some of them folks, I'm telling you, not all, because, everybody ain't the same from everywhere. So I don't want nobody getting crunk. I'm talking about their state. Them folks, a lot of them folks are gutter. They don't care nothing about you. And they don't care about getting you knocked off, beat in the head. They'll put your ass down. Excuse my language. They will put you down. They do not care. And a lot of people, as I keep telling you, they have a messed up mentality. Like a lot of these young people, their mentality is messed up. So they have that ride or die mentality. They don't care about going to penitentiary. They don't care about getting a death chair. They don't care. They're not thinking about none of that. And that's why I keep trying to tell you all, don't you see these people didn't care? Everybody involved could have walked away. Hey, Patricia. Everybody in this story could have walked away and did their own thing and not be sitting in jail. And one without a kid. All you had to do was stay in your lane, mind your business. But you couldn't do that. As y'all love to say, want to be a part of that life. Well, you got it now. You on every news station. Every news station from Mississippi to Memphis got a story about you. That's what you wanted. You happy with that? Well, that's right. They're desensitized to everything. Most aren't. But you're right. And it's why I said there are people in the world who don't know anything about this type of foolishness. They have no idea about this type of crazy stuff at all. They don't know anything about gang life. They don't know anything about drugs, drug trafficking. They don't know anything about people going to jail all the time, the court system, parole board, probation. And I tell people, if you don't know about it, be grateful. You don't want to know about it because it ain't nothing. And I watch people all the time that this is their life being in stock. I was with the family friend today. We were just talking about some girls that we saw in Walmart. And the first thing out of her mouth when we got to the car, she said, "Ooh, that girl, them girls, they love being in stuff. They're always in stuff." And I was like, "Why, really?" And she's like, "Yeah, they just love always in something. The driver, she always in something. She stay in stuff." You know, because we was talking about who her daddy was. And I was like, "Oh, that's his daughter." And she was like, "Yeah." She said, "That little girl always in something." Now, here's an old woman, 70 years old, know what the hell somebody probably 30 years old doing. That's sad. Well, but I'm just saying, there's people who like drama. Just like you got people my age, 50, like drama, being in stuff, staying in mess, stirring up trouble. Y'all got that. And usually if you got a woman 50 staying in drama, she was in drama when she was in her 30s. She was in drama when she was in her 20s. She probably liked to fight, liked to get pull a gun out, pull a knife, fighting over this and that, a man who said what, who shot JR, you know, all those type of crazy stuff. Life's too short for all that. I don't have time for that. Why do you think y'all hear me on this live? Y'all don't never hear no noise in the background. You ain't gonna hear nothing up in here. You hear something up in here, you better call damn 911 from your phone and be like, "That gal on YouTube, I hear somebody kicking a door. You better call." Because that'll be a one-time thing. They got the wrong house. If ever a door got kicked in or some foolishness, you understand what I'm saying, pertaining to my address, I don't get down like that. And I've been the same way ever since I was a young girl, out on my own at 21 years of age. I don't get down with all that mischief and crazy type stuff. And it makes me sick to my stomach to see my race in all this type of foolishness and buffoonery. I hate seeing my race in drama. Women fighting over men, pulling knives out on each other, hurting and harming their children, staying in stuff, robbing people. I hate to hear this stuff. I don't want to hear it. Nothing like a quiet house. What you talking about? But like I said, everybody raised different. Everybody was taught different. And then as you grow older, you decide to choose how you want to live, you know, and it's a choice how you choose to live your life. Whatever choices that you make, you have to stand account for some of the choices. And it's not saying that you couldn't have picked up some old crazy ways from your family and your upbringing, but you have to decide if that is how you want to live your entire life. And I have seen people who they enjoy mischief. They enjoy being in something. They cannot wake up unless they in some mess all day long. And that's sad to me. And to me, this is what this case reminds me of. This, the one in Alabama, they're all the same to me. They're all the same to me. A bunch of young folks that don't know how to talk, don't know how to act, Facebook junkies, want to be seen and heard at the expense of their child. That's it. At the expense of their child. And I feel sorry for anybody that got parents like these. Yes, it's madness. Well, that's basically it. That's the 411. I'm on these hot tamales. Hold on a minute. Let me get my little jug. I'm eating these hot tamales like I'm going crazy. I got all these little sour things mixed in here with it. I cannot. I disappear with the quickness. Humbly, yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I said everybody different. You know, everybody raised different. Some people, I'm telling you, some people love being in stuff, honey. Go in the store, they hollering, screaming, cussing loud. Everybody in the store know they in the room. They gotta let everybody know they in there. But Nitra, I could tell My airways like it gets cut off eating these things. They taste so good. That's why I'm drinking water. They help diffuse the acid. You can be raised by the same mother and father, and none of the children are the same. And people will ask themselves, how is that possible? Because people form their own identity as children. You have an identity once you come out the womb. Before you even can talk. You start talking, every child is different. Not a banshee. Ooh, that's an old word. Shut your mouth. Well, what's new? I'm an hour in. 28 thumbs up, 23 in the room. Thanks so much for joining me on this late morning. Queen didn't think she was going to make it. I thought, shoot, I'm going to have to holler at them on a Monday. Christina said she loved them hot tamales. I do too. I bought the sour things, these little sour peach things, and I ain't even really eating them. I just like the hot tamales. I got them all mixed in together. Like I'm a kid. I am. I'm a big kid. Okay. Well, the thing about mischief is that you can always turn it around. That's the thing about anything. We're all flawed. We're all going to make mistakes. We're going to do things, break the law. But you can turn it around. And that's the thing about life. Okay, Humley, we're going to bed. I'll be on tomorrow. You know, YouTube sent me a little message the other day talking about, woo, your views are going up. I want to say, YouTube, quit watching me. Send me some money. Y'all will keep watching me what I'm doing. YouTube said, you've been putting out a lot of videos and your views are going up. I thought, yeah, I guess so. I get more views now in the live than I do when I just upload a video. That is so weird to me. I said, this YouTube stuff is so interesting. Very interesting. I'm learning as I go along because, I don't know much about this stuff. Right. But my thing is, this is why I keep trying to tell young people, you don't want to just keep acting a fool to where you're at the point of no return and you're going to mess yourself up to where you can't get right. And by the time you try to get right, you would have then missed out on your life. So that's why I don't recommend the foolishness at all. That's all I'm saying. But you do what you want because you're grown. What else y'all want to talk about? Because y'all brings up some commentary up in champ. Oh. Lita and that other girl, y'all talking about them pearls the other night. I said, I got to quit doing these live. Y'all be doing too much. Well, still single. No prospects. Hey. I ain't even been talking to nobody on that damn box. I ain't studying them folks. They ain't gonna do nothing but lie. Tell a lie. Tell a lie. Sit up and talk to you, bait you. And then next thing you know, they fall off after they get your telephone number. Not even worth the effort at all. Sad to say. I don't even know how people get married today. I need to talk to somebody that's gotten married and they look like they got a good relationship with their husband, because I need to holler at the queen about that. How'd you get him? How'd you get him to keep calling you? I'm serious. Joy 49 too. Okay. My birthday next month. Same day as Oprah Winfrey. This is crazy to me. I don't know, Cynthia, how he gonna find me. If the country shut down, he ain't gonna be looking for me then. 29. Same day as Oprah Winfrey. I share my birthday with the queen, the Gloria. What Gloria? Y'all, I ain't been on. I went to his channel earlier. I don't even think I watched the video, that same video. I'm gonna have to watch him when I'm not doing nothing else. Well, Cynthia, you married and you up listening to the queen. You should be in the bed with your husband sleep. Oh, Nitra. Everybody's birthday on the 29th. We're going to have a party. Come down through China. Too much going on in the world, y'all. Well, what y'all want to talk about before I check out of here? Because you know how I do. I want to give me a shower and kick back. Oh, Nitra's the 15th. Okay. You know how Aquarius, what are you, a Capricorn? What? You share Martin Luther King birthday, girl. Oh, he sleep beside you. Well, that must be nice, Cynthia. She listening to the queen, but got her man on the other side of the bed. Well, all right. I ain't mad at you. Oh, Nitra going to my Capricorn, best sign ever. I can't fool with you. Okay, Capricorn. I just can't believe I will be 50 years old next month. That just floors me. Like, where did the time go? And then I'm looking at all these people sick and passing away. I'm like, dang, Lord, please, just let me just get old and gray. Still have my faculties. I can move around. I take that back, Lord. I don't want to be all gray. But I want to be old and live and be, still mobile. Thank you, Nitra. I'll be 50, y'all. Queen will be 50 years old. Yeah, it is a blessing. You're right. Especially when you sit here looking at all these people getting buried. Even though the people from my church were older, the guy was older, but still. He still was alive. It's sad to me. And that's all I've been hearing for months. Somebody passing away. Especially from my church. That man, I'm thinking, how many funerals you done since summer? My gosh. It's crazy. Hold on. I'm trying to think of a topic. But y'all had me going, I said, 4 damn hours. I went to sleep on myself this morning, trying to listen to myself. Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice, like a YouTube convention. YouTube channel holder have a convention somewhere. And all the fans meet up. Oh my gosh, that would be a riot. What's the date? January 29th. Oh, you'll be 40. You want a party. Well, you should have a party for your 40th birthday. I think any even number you should have. 40, 50. I don't know what I'm going to do. Hopefully I have a nice little friend. If it's just a good friend, that'd be all right with me. I didn't get to go to the movies this weekend. COVID. I'll go to the movies. I'll wear a mask. Ain't no different than me going to Walmart with all them people. Think about it. Walmart will have more people than the movie theater. Because let me tell you, when I was at Walmart tonight, this evening, matter of fact, I was at Big Lots and I went to Walmart. Both stores were full of folks. Some folks in there buying up all that stuff and they're like they're giving away something free. Why? You can't have a party because of COVID. Hey, Terry. Nitra, everybody else been having a party. Just have a mask on, have it outside. You down at the bottom. It might be warm sometime your birthday come around. I remember I did a video last January. I had a tube dress on, sitting out there on that balcony. It was 60-some degrees outside. Well, I don't know what to tell. Well, they talking about 5 years for COVID to be over. So I don't know what y'all gonna wait 5 years to have a party. But those of you in the back that didn't hear that, they're expecting this to go on for 5 years. $5 years. For those of you who trying to make plans for this year, no, try again. I can't see 5 years from now having a social life, and I'll be 55, God willing. 54. Oh. I'll never get a husband like this, that's for sure. Maybe a cat, a dog, or a goldfish. Not a man. I bet I can go to the pound right now and pick out any kind of puppy I want. I heard a guy say it on the news. I think YouTube or something. Expert says this COVID is going to go on and on. And I had already heard that a month ago. That it's not going to leave. I think Fauci said that. It's going to be like any other disease, like the measles, the mumps, chicken pox. You have a chance to get it. So you need to be vaccinated to keep you from getting it. Well, Terry, can't make nobody wear a mask. They don't want to wear it. Except for in public. If your city or town has it mandated. Golly, this is crazy. Whoever thought we'd be living like this? You used to see them people in China years ago walking around with them damn masks on. The first thing you said was, why they got that mask on? What's wrong with them? 60 degrees in Maryland tomorrow? Dang. And that's what my little friend at. I ain't heard from him in a couple of days. He probably said, that girl done put me down. Sorry, baby. No harm, but there's too much going on. Well, Michael Jackson was wearing a mask a long time ago. Just saying. What the hell was wrong with him? Ooh. I don't know what to say. Lord have mercy. Oh, Thursday. That's still good though. 60 degrees. And that's when the folks gonna come outside and start acting a damn fool. I don't know what's wrong with us black folks. Soon as the temperature rises, we act like we ain't got no damn sense. There'll be 5, 6 people laying on the ground by Thursday night. I hate to say that. Because we don't know that. Everybody got to come out, sit on the front porch, the front stoop, stand on the corner. The block is hot. That's how it's going to be. Oh, yeah. Get that sun. That sun get to hitting that good back. Them good shoulders and that good face. Oh, yeah. Some Pookie ready, honey. Pookie got something he got to say now. Negro, you done seen him go by 1,000 times. Now you want to say something. Excuse me. Terry says you don't think we'll ever go back to normal. Don't say that. Baby, don't claim that. You don't want to claim that. Don't claim that. Because I can't. We'll never be able to look good. Because how good can you look in a mask? You ain't going to look good. This is the new normal. Well, I'm not claiming that, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not claiming that. I refuse to claim that. Oh, 23 people watching the Queen. I surely appreciate it. Lord have mercy. I don't know what to say. This is just so, everything is just so backwards and crazy. I just don't understand nothing that goes on. Period. Nothing. I like to say I'm just a passenger on the train, waiting to get off at my stop. Surreal is right. Because it's just maddening. All this crazy stuff. Everybody acting crazy. You know, when I go on a little news break app and just start, scrolling up the little stories and stuff, all these people doing stupid stuff to their neighbors, their friends, their babies. I just like, what is wrong with y'all? Just crazy stuff. Golly. It's like I was in the YouTube tonight, just letting the queue play. And there was a story out of Illinois. Two black girls, they were sisters. This been about a year or two though. And I was watching a YouTube video tonight on the news. And they was in a house where they had 11 kids. And they said the house was deplorable. Hell, it looked bad on the outside. Wasn't no grass. You already know that if you pull up to a house and ain't got no grass, just saying. You already know it ain't gonna be nice when you go on the inside. Strips of wood was laying in the grass. They went in there, they said, we could smell boo-boo soon as we hit the front step because the window was cracked or probably broke. Smelled like boo-boo in there. Mold was going all around the walls. The grandmama was laying up in a bed, sawed on herself. They showed a recliner. Man, y'all got to go on YouTube and pull that news thing up. Baby, that damn recliner. Baby, I wouldn't have put a dog in there. Do you hear what I'm saying? Didn't have no food in the refrigerator. So ask yourself this. Grandmama in the back room laid up in her own excrements. 11 kids was in the house when the law and the CPS folks came. It took the CPS worker 3 hours to get there to meet up with the police. And the governor, he had spoken saying, this is what I'm talking about, the problems we have here in Illinois. We understaffed. And yes, it's sad that it took that long to get the, social worker out there. I can't even imagine because they said the smell would have knocked you out. So guess what? This is the crazy part. Both of the sisters got arrested, the two half sisters, and they look rough in the mugshots, baby. Both of the sisters got arrested. 4 of the children were returned to their relatives. Yeah, bed bugs. You're right. How you gonna send them 4 kids back to their relatives? You're gonna take 7 into the state custody, but you're gonna take 4 and give them back to their relatives. Why? Whoever their mom and daddy is, let them stay up in there, that nasty ass house and filthy house. Now you see I done got crunk. Look, I won't. Why you get them back to their mom and daddy? They dropped those kids off in there knowing that house was nasty, knowing there wasn't no food in there. But you gonna take them and give them back to their mamas, but then take the other 7 that belong to the 2 sisters and put them in the state's care. That didn't make no sense to me. But see, this is what I keep telling you. They do what they want to do. Oh, Humble, you said you was an EMT. Yeah, that's just. Then I pulled up one case that was out of Kentucky, right close to Cincinnati. Wasn't too far from Cincinnati. It's called Latonia Lakes. You can pull that up. It's a story of an abuse case where an elderly woman was laid up in the bed. She was sick. She was neglected too with some kids. I just said, what is with y'all leaving these old women up in their rooms, not taking care of them and feeding them, and then leaving your kids in there with the grandmamas? And these was 2 different cases. This Latonia Lakes is in Kentucky. You can pull it up on YouTube. I don't understand. And them 2 black girls, them 2 sisters need their tail beat. It was in a southern suburb of Chicago. Gotta think of the name. I can't think of the name right now. But they nasty. There's some nasty old heifers. 11 kids in the house. 7 between the 2 sisters. And not a drop of food. Oh! Rat droppings. Hello? Rat droppings was in the house. So here we got all these people living in this house with the rats running around with them. How can you live in a house with mice and rats running around? I'll wait. Well, you're right, Just Queen. When you're nasty, it brings roaches, it brings bed bugs, it brings rats, mice. And let me tell you, the case in Kentucky, they interviewed the little white man, and he ain't had no teeth in his mouth. He said, I know it's horrible. I live in the basement. He said, so what go on here on the top floor? I ain't got nothing to do with that. And then in that case, the police ended up going to the house for a search warrant looking for somebody. And that's how they discovered the old lady living in her filth or whatever in the case in Kentucky. So see, nobody would have never went and said nothing if they weren't there looking for a fugitive or whoever they were looking for. Maybe somebody didn't, show up for their parole or probation. So then I wonder, well, who was that person they were looking for? So here they got this white man sitting outside being interviewed that stayed in the house. And I'm looking at him like, why are you staying in that house knowing it's nasty and filthy? Guess he ain't had nowhere else he could go. Well, shit, I thought, shit, you crazy too. To be living up in that filthy house. And that lady upstairs, I don't know if that's your mother or who, but you just as guilty. You can't try to talk your way out of it by saying, oh, I just live downstairs. But you just admit it when the camera roll. I know the house ain't right. I know it's filthy. But then ain't gonna say, but I don't got no control over what they do upstairs. Okay, boo-boo. Bet the city closed the little house down. You can't stay here. In the basement. You said 40-something-year-old son left her all day while he would work, ate up by roaches. Go, come on, y'all. He would only take her and run so roaches didn't get into our equipment. Margaret! I haven't heard from Miss Mary. Miss Mary, Virginia. Thank you, Margaret, for the super chat. I've not heard from Miss Mary at all. And when looking at my message the other day, yesterday, the message is still sitting there like she hasn't read it. And that's days ago. So I'm just praying she's okay. Maybe she's too weak to, look at her telephone. But I don't understand how people live like that. I was just watching Hoarders. Well, it was just playing on a queue on YouTube just now on my TV. And that lady, they're trying to barter with her about throwing away her stuff. So then they get a guy on the video chat to tell them how bad the house looks and woo. And she can't understand that the house is not livable. Look, I went in someone's house like that. I believe it was last year. Somebody asked me to go take care of an elderly lady. And I was so damn pissed off when I walked in that damn apartment because it was like I felt set up. You understand what I'm saying? And I was like, you know how clean I am, and you would recommend me to go in this lady's house? And right now, I'm not speaking to a friend to this day because of her recommendation to go to this woman's house. And she was like, well, I didn't know she lived like that. Woo, woo, woo. I said, but your niece knew. Okay, good night, Joelle. Love you, honey. Your niece knew, or your niece didn't know. Well, I'll put it like this. The woman who I went to take care of, her daughter knew. So when the daughter went to the friend to say, do you know anybody that can come in here and help bathe my mother? Woo, woo, woo. You should have also told whomever, by the way, the house is deplorable. It's nasty. It's caked up with stuff, hoarded up, smoke filled. The bathroom has shit all around it. Yes. It's embedded in the floors of the restroom, all around the toilet, the commode, inside. You should have told people that. And so the daughter wasn't honest to tell her friend, who happens to be my friend's niece. So then everybody got a problem with me. Oh, because somebody said, well, a welfare check was done on her. She could have lost her apartment. I said, what you calling me for? I don't owe you no explanation. If I called or didn't call, what business is it of yours? Because by law, if you're a caregiver, you are mandated to call on any disruptive situation pertaining to a client, and everybody knows that. Did you hear what I said? So what if the state had came in there, social work or somebody, while I was in there? Anybody think about that? How the hell that would look? And you think I want to be sitting up here explaining to the police and a social worker why the hell I'm in this house, in this nasty house, taking care of this woman and bathing her? First thing they'll say is, well, ma'am, how long you been working here? Who do you work for? Why haven't you called anybody? Why are you steady coming to work in here for this lady in this house? Is deplorable. I'm not a fool. That's why I keep telling you. People think you're stupid out here. Guess what? I don't want nobody to ever call me to take care of nobody else. Don't ever call me. Nobody. I do not want to do nobody's house. Help you clean your house, do nothing. Because one, people are not appreciative. And then that right there to me was a grand setup, because the daughter knew her mother's house was nasty, and she should have told whomever she was trying to solicit to come work for her mother. She should have told whoever, by the way, the house is deplorable. It'll be up to you if you want to do the job. No, they don't. And then you want to try to talk crazy about a welfare check was done. So what? A welfare check should have been done. Because that lady need her tail beat to be laying up in there in that filth. She had a boyfriend that was staying in there, and they had a dog in there. So he was nasty and filthy to be living up in there with her. The daughter, she's trifling for letting it go on and letting her mama live in that filth. I blame the apartment management. They nasty, filthy too, because you now know what happened. All y'all complicit. But you wasn't going to have the queen wrapped up in that. Because I gotta take care of myself. Cynthia, don't ask questions. Don't y'all start asking them questions now. Don't start asking them questions. Because you don't care. What did I keep telling y'all about that? When we ask why not? You don't care. Why not? I wish somebody ever come talk crazy to me about subjecting me to something like that. So I had to end up calling the health department to make sure that I need to get me any type of test done. And they said, well, no. But if you start feeling funky, come in and we'll test you, for anything, airborne diseases or whatever. Right. Just step over her. Crowded room. You couldn't move around. She's sitting here soiling herself, boo-booing on herself. I got to change your diaper, this and that. But see, the flip side of that was she had called me and sent the message saying, well, I need you to come a little bit later because I've messed on myself and I don't want you to see how bad it is. Okay, well, then if you can clean yourself partially, you don't need me. Hello? Game recognized game. You can wipe yourself to some degree, then you didn't need the queen to come take care of you. What you need to do is swivel your big legs up out that bed and hobble to that bathroom on a walker and sit your tail down on that toilet and then go to the shower and wash yourself. And I'm telling you, if you had seen that bathroom, you would have died. You can't tell me Satan hadn't been up in there. And that's my right hand to God. The bathtub looked like they had dragged a dead body out of the tub. What that black stuff that was in there, I do not know. Well, like I said, if the apartment management got involved and found out and still let her stay in that apartment, you just as guilty. I'm going to leave it at that. All y'all guilty. This is why I keep telling you about how broke the system is. People do turn a blind eye to stuff when they are in charge of certain situations. Why you think things exacerbate with people? Somebody then told somebody about something and somebody ain't followed through to do their job to go check and see what's the hell going on. That's why I said I blame the daughter. Because you saw how your mama was living in there. You should have had to talk to your mama and told her, you can't continue to live like this. Either you're going to get up and try to walk, better yourself, kick this boyfriend out, or I'm calling the damn the center on aging or whatever and have you committed somewhere. Lord, I ain't got my blood pressure up. Well, she didn't use the tub because I'm telling you something was in the tub. And we're going to leave it at that now. We're going to leave it at that. I don't know what that black stuff was in that tub. But like I said, it was as if somebody had drug a body out of the tub. Whatever the smears was in there. It was nasty. And all around the floors, it was like that subway towel. In the crevices of the towel was nothing. That wasn't nothing but shit that I was stepping in. Shit around the toilet. Shit in the toilet to where it's black inside of the toilet bowl. And somebody gonna question me? Okay. I don't explain myself on nothing. Like I told a friend. What you doing texting me about anything? You come to me recommending me for a job. I showed up, and that's what I ended up being subjected to. And then it was months later when I read a text she had sent me through Messenger, and I cussed her ass out and told her, don't talk to me and message me and wish me no happy Thanksgiving, no nothing. That's matter of fact, it was a year ago. I didn't read the text until this year, January or so. I said, you got a lot of nerve to even say shit to me because guess what? You didn't know this girl or her mama, and obviously your niece didn't know the mama was nasty and filthy. But the girl knew that her mama was nasty, and she didn't have no business sending nobody up in there knowing it was nasty. So whoever came and checked on the lady, they did so because that's what they're supposed to do. That's the law. If somebody thinks somebody's living in deplorable conditions, they call the state or whomever. That's their job. Adult Protective Services. That's what it's called. So who cares? I'm not about to sit here and explain nothing to nobody about nothing. You think what you want to think because I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and explain nothing to you. You can accuse me. I don't care because I feel like I ain't owe nobody no explanation about nothing. You didn't nobody think about me. So why are you worrying about if I called or not? Who cares who called? That's how I look at it. Who cares? Who cares? Because the daughter need her ass beat to keep going up in there knowing her mama lived like that. And then got to go out here to the street and hoodwink somebody and say, oh, my mother needs a bath 2 days a week. Blah, blah, blah. Here's her number. Nobody in the conversation never said, by the way, ma'am, the house is really nasty. It's horrible, but I'll pay you because I need a bath. Who bathing you now? People are rotten out here. That's why I tell people, don't come to me talking about, somebody need a caregiver. No, I go find my own work for myself. You not recommending nothing to me. Well, that's the thing. My friend didn't know, allegedly. She don't even live in Tennessee. Her niece lived here at one time, and the niece was friends with the lady's daughter. So possibly my friend's niece didn't know either. She's just trusting her friend who's coming to her to say, hey, do you know somebody that can help out with my mom? But what I'm saying is everybody want to get mad when adult protective services step in and worrying about if I'm the one that called. Like I told her, you're worried about the wrong thing. That shows me that all of you all are just as crazy as the old lady. Why the hell you worried about that when you know it's wrong to go work for somebody when they're living like that and continue to go to work and take their money? She got to explain nothing. Like I'm gonna sit there and be like, yeah, it was me. And what you calling me for? I said, and then too, I told her last year, I said, and the helper didn't pay me all my money? Did you know that? Did they tell you that? She hoodwinked me into bathing her and then didn't pay me? People don't know. That's a hard job, taking care of an adult. Bathing an adult, changing their sheets, wiping them up. And God forbid they're very heavy. People don't know what it's like. People don't know what it's like taking care of people who cannot take care of themselves, or people who refuse to try to take care of themselves, or people that's incapacitated can't take care of themselves. It is a hard job, and people don't want to pay people to do that kind of work. They don't want to pay them the right pay to do that kind of work. And it's not an easy job, because when you start talking about lifting somebody that's heavy, lifting somebody that has soiled on themselves, changing their diapers every day, you got to change their linen. You got to be kidding. And then God forbid, they want you to also clean their house for them, depending on, what job title you signed up for. Okay, I clean your house, do all that, want somebody to cook too, and bathe you, and flip your sheets, and come on. You ain't got enough money to pay nobody to do that hourly, because you're talking about at least 3 different jobs. Anybody want to do that for no 10 an hour, 12 an hour? That's not even a 15-hour job. You can't expect somebody to be a caregiver, flipping somebody that's heavy, soiling themselves, feeding them, making sure they eat. Now you want to start talking about cooking and cleaning and doing the laundry, and wait a minute. Sorry, but y'all don't realize that is extra work. You'll be on your feet all day. Talking about $12 an hour. That don't even get you started. Well, that's why nurses don't do it. Nurses don't make up beds. Nurses don't clean up the rooms in the hospital. Nurses don't change diapers. Nurses don't do that anymore. They did that 40 years ago. But they do not handle bedpans, change sheets. They don't do that. They check vital signs. Basically. Don't no nurses do that, honey. And nobody wants to pay anybody as a caregiver. And people don't realize that when you take care of people, especially if it's your family, they always say that you will eventually become sick yourself from being around a sick person all the time, 24 hours a day, taking care of somebody. You have the propensity to become sick yourself. Because one, it's hard work and it will wear you down, especially if you don't get a break and you don't have anybody to alternate your time taking care of a sick person. It's not no joke. I'm telling you. And people do it every day. And I feel sorry for people that don't have no help. If they had to take care of their parent or brother, sister, somebody. Because like I said, it's hard work having to change somebody's dirty diaper. Grown folks' mess is not like children. Yeah, nursing homes. And now with this COVID, it's even worse because you're still handling people's private excrements and stuff, and then they're getting sick with this COVID and other airborne diseases that people carry, you know, coughing and hacking and tuberculosis and all kind of crazy stuff. People just, people just don't have respect for people in the healthcare field, period. There's just no respect. They act like, well, it's your job. Well, pay me since it's my job. Pay me rightfully so, because you're not going to do it. And the ones who do all the complaining are the people who would never lift a finger and change their own mom and daddy pamper or change their sheets. You don't understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this one lady I went and took care of her 2 years ago. Oh, another crazy story. Her daughter moved out deliberately so she wouldn't have to take care of her own mama. She moved down the street in a duplex. Excuse me. But I thought, wait a minute. Why would she move out? She don't work no more. She don't got no job. You moved out to a whole house just so you can be devoid of dealing with your mama and taking care of your sick mama. Because like I said, lifting a heavy person, changing their diaper, feeding them, doing their laundry, running errands, going to the grocery store, getting their medicine, taking them to the doctor, getting them up, helping them walk. That is a lot of work. And this lady was a big lady. And let me tell you, one of her diapers would have made a grown man cry. Hello? A grown man cry. And I remember I had to tussle with her to get my money too. And I thought, you know what? This is not for me. Because I shouldn't have to wait on my pay. Because I come to you in good faith and I show up to do the job. So you give me my money. And this is why people have a hard time hiring people on their own. Because one, they ain't trying to do right by the people. They want to sit and have the people come work day for day, not pay them. It don't work like that. You can't have nobody come work day for day. You don't pay them. I can't wait for you to get money from Pookie and Ray Ray. Because if that's the case, Pookie and Ray Ray ought to be the ones changing your damn diaper, changing your sheets, washing your clothes, running to get your water, running to get your food. You see what I'm saying? Craziness. And the old lady didn't have a car for nobody to use to go take her nowhere, to pick up medicine and stuff. So I thought, why would you leave the nursing home to come here? For what? Your daughter lived down the street. She didn't have a working car. So you had to get other outsiders just to go get your damn medicine. That's just crazy. Well, she wasn't a good mother to her children from what was said in the street. Because she had a sharp tongue, very critical, gossipy, and obviously she didn't have a good rapport with her children. So she had fired the other daughter earlier that summer. They had a falling out. And she had called the agency on her own daughter saying the daughter wasn't taking care of her. So her and the daughter fell out and the daughter never came back and never spoke to her mother. And by the time I stepped on the scene, that was like November of 2019, I guess, last year. Or 18, somewhere in there. The point is, she fired one daughter. And then the one that was living with her just poof, disappeared and went and got her a duplex down the street. And I thought to myself, 2 damn daughters and now I ain't got nobody to help her. But you mistreated your kids or you didn't treat them well. So in life, in the end, you didn't have support from your children. Just saying. Because, most children will try to help their parents when they get sick. And the fact you had 2 daughters, you fell out with one and then the other one left you, come on, something is not right. So that's why I tell people you need to try to treat people with respect. You need to treat your children with respect. You need to treat your own parents with respect because you do not know the shape you're going to be in. And what's worse is if you went out here and reared your kids and you done went to bat for them through thick and thin and overboard with your love. And then the day you get ill, you can't get that same child to even help you, take care of you. That's some serious It's a serious situation. And nobody should be in a shape to where they can't even get nobody to fix them a plate of food. Go get their medicine. Help them out of bed. Do their laundry. It's a terrible place to be. That's why I dread getting old. Because I don't want to ever end up like that. And I'm just keeping it real. And that's the thing about life. You don't know. Oh, sorry, buffering. Yes, people go through it. Sad to say. People go through it every day, trying to maneuver to help their family. And it's not a joyful, graceful thing getting older as they make it out to be. Oh, she's aging gracefully. She's growing old gracefully. She ain't growing. She ain't gracefully. She can't get no help. He can't get no help. Because let me tell you something. Who wants to lie in their own soilment? Nobody. That's a terrible thing. You can't get up and go to the bathroom. Well, a lot of people don't want to help their kids. But like I said, everybody's situation is not the same. A lot of people don't have help because maybe they've treated their children and their friends and family bad and don't nobody want to be bothered with them. And then you have some people, elderly, they don't have no family. Maybe they didn't have children or they live in another state. It could be all type of different reasons people don't have no help. Well, see, it be like that sometimes. People only be around for that money. What? She let her drive her car? Yeah, that's crazy. That's real crazy. That's real crazy. But like I said, this is what I'm talking about. Everybody lives differently. They treat their children differently. And you have people who have caught up their children. And then in the end, when they need their kids, they're nowhere to be found. Same grown kids they reared, they can't get nothing from them. Janet, what are you saying? You can't change your sheets and not even cook. Now, don't tell me that on my live. So you live by yourself, baby? Good Lord of mercy. Now don't try to make me depressed. Folks ain't nothing. Just garbage. But let me tell you, what goes around comes around. You walking around shaking your tail feather now. The same way you do your parents, grandparents. You neglect them in their time of need. Oh, you're going to get that back. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you coddle your children to adulthood and you don't make them responsible and stand account for their ways, they can turn out to be just, demon-fied adults. And then once you become sick or need something, you can't get any aid from your children. And that's a terrible thing when children won't come help their damn parents. Because your parents raised you. And if your parents did right by you and treated you well and took care of you, you should be glad to help out your parents. I understand some people don't want to, uproot their life if they had to move out of town. You got to go check on them. They live in another state. I know that's a lot of work because you got maybe a good job. You don't want to give up your job and maybe you have children. So, all those things have to be considered. But you still need to try to make provisions and do what is best for your parent. If that means going there, packing their stuff up, moving them to your state, possibly putting them in assisted living if you can afford it, or if the parents can afford it, and or apartment in the same town, but just do nothing is wrong. It's just wrong. Because in the end, you have to get old too. Old too. And I have been, trust me, because this kind of work I've done for years, most of these people I've met, they treat their kids like crap. That one lady was not the first lady I took care of that was mean to her daughter. I took care of an elderly white woman a couple years back, and she was a hateful 91-year-old white woman. That white woman was just evil. Do you hear me? Complained, moaned, had no good relationship with her only daughter. And then I'm going to show you how the generation curse kept going. The 60-something-year-old daughter didn't have a good relationship with her 30-year-old daughter. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the old lady treated her daughter like crap. And then when that woman had a child, her only daughter, she treated her daughter bad like how her mama treated her. And then the daughter had a little girl. So now you're talking about 3 generations of madness. 3 damn generations. And I pray that little girl, wherever she is, she don't grow up and end up acting like her mama and grandma and great grandma. Because it can happen. People don't think about it, how they treat their children. I'm just saying, you don't treat your children well, you should know something bad happened to you as you get older, they're not going to be around. And if they do come around, they'll probably just use you for your money, your checkbook, and leave your ass right in your room, stinking, smelling, sore. I've seen so many cases of that where people are just getting people's Social Security checks and their disability checks, and they just spending that little money they get and leaving them folks back in them rooms. There was a case here a couple years back where the people had the woman back in the room and had candles lit in the room and incense burning. And the lady soiling herself. She died. I'm trying to remember if she was found dead in the room with the incense stuff burning. I'm telling these people cruel out here. Well, they will come back and haunt you. They will come back and haunt you. That's why I said if you can't do the job, because naturally, like I said, people have real jobs, and some people, cannot just up and quit their job because their parent is failing in health, because they got house notes to pay, mortgages, children. It's common sense. But I said you need to try to make provisions to get your parent the appropriate help and or reach out to your other siblings. Because, sometimes you got people who got several children, but they can only depend on the one child. The other children don't want to be bothered. But they just want the money. If something jump off, pop off, mom and daddy die, they want their cut. They want to know, what's in the will? Tell me what's in the will. Well, what you worried about what's in the will? You ain't been there for your mom and daddy. You only worry about what's in the will. But you got people like that. They only care when the people pass away. Now they're concerned about the money. I'm telling you, this is what I say about getting old, man. Ain't no joy in aging. If you don't got your ducks in a row, you fail in your health, you don't got no good friends or family or children, you can be in a bad situation. Well, that too. We ain't going to talk about that, Lord. I'm not falling out at the funeral. Lord, only y'all want to bring something else crazy to the table. Well, people do it. But death, that's the thing about that. Sickness and death brings out the crazy in people, and it can show you what people are actually made of when people pass away. Because as I state, a lot of people show their true colors when people pass away. They're only concerned about what the dead person left behind in the bank account, their properties, the stuff in their house, so forth. But that's why they tell you to make a will, discuss the will with your children, make sure it's got eyewitnesses to the will, so can't nobody try to double back and change anything and bring a fake will. Talk to your kids about what and who can have what. And that way, ain't nobody going to be hooping and hollering once mom and daddy pass away, because you got everything in writing that who's going to get this, who's going to get a car, who's going to get the house, who's going to split the house, who's going to get the furniture. You talk about all that. Say what about life support? Queen, they don't do nothing while the folks were living. When the funeral comes, they jumping in the casket. You so sick. Janet said when they put on life support. Oh, Lord. Janet, you're making me depressed now. But everybody needs to talk to their family about their arrangements. And sometimes it's best to talk about it even before you take ill, because you don't know what can happen to you. You can go out here right now, go to the store and have a car wreck. Anything can happen to you. You could have been in perfect health. You need to talk to your children about your estate, your house, your apartment, who can have what, whose name on what. That way they won't be arguing and fussing about a picture frame, a piano, who gets the car, furniture, all that type of stuff. Splitting up life insurance policies, whose name on it. Oh, you got it. Ain't you gonna give me something? Trust me, I know all about it. You don't want those kind of problems. Because you're not going to know about it because you'll be dead. But what I'm saying is talk to your kids about your life, what you want each to have, whose name is on everything. Let everybody know and let everybody have an opinion and then make a decision. Yeah, Black folks love funerals. We know this. We know how us do. We shows out everywhere. Black folks want to show out in church. We show out at weddings. We show out at funerals. And we show out at the damn hospital, which is uncouth and very disrespectful. And I ain't saying white folks don't get down too, but just saying. Those are not the places to be showing out, telling folks they ain't allowed to come, cussing people out, putting your hands on them. You know you don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. That's not nice. But it's just like what I said. When people take ill or they pass away, that's when the worst side of people come out. What you doing here? Ain't nobody asked you to come. Ain't nobody seen or talked to you. What the hell you doing here at the hospital? Ooh, Lord have mercy. Well, you're right. Yeah, you learn secrets. I can attest to that too. Yes, this is true. This is true. You learn who had an extra child outside of the marriage. All kind of little goodies come out. But see, this is why I said why you need to try to live right while you're on top of this dirt. Because you're going to want to leave other people to sweep up your mess when you become ill and or you die. Now somebody's got to explain something to somebody else about who this other child is or this and that. And I'm going to leave that subject alone. It's not good. Okay, I just be looking at sipping slowly. What? You sipping now? I got me something to sip on. I didn't want to sip on it while I was doing this live. I'm gonna wait later after you know how I do. Put my sleep clothes on and then hit the hay, baby. Hit the hay. I've got 22 in the room and 37 thumbs up. You all are so good to a queen. So good to a queen. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. What is I to do with y'all? Oh, Aunt Pearlie's hand. Oh, that's how you learn your uncle had children not by his wife. Well, it's terrible because if I was to testify, but on this microphone, but I think I will bow out on that situation. But as I state, handle your business while you're living. Don't wait to not tell people certain things about your secrets, your secret life, your secret women, your secret children, because that's not the time for people to learn you had other children, you had other women when you're dead or you're sick, because it's cruel, really. Because now a person can't really mourn you for knowing now you got other children. Well, that's what I'm saying. And you can't mourn a person when you're going through learning that they had other children or other women or other wives or however it went. It's just terrible. And I don't wish it on nobody. But I also know you can't turn on other people either and get an attitude and get disrespectful, because in the end, if your husband was out here sleeping around and you knew at some point your husband was a whore, you can't get mad at his other children or somebody else. That was on that man. His choice. They already talking about who gets my ashes. Oh, good Lord, Janet. Well, you just put it in your will, Janet, that they divide it up. Oh, okay. Most of the people knew. Most of the young people didn't know. Okay. Well, that happens, That's why I say everybody got secrets. Everybody got them secrets, baby. Where they Some people know who was doing what, and some people don't tell everybody. She said the wife was nasty to him. I'm sure she was, because she couldn't accept the fact that her husband had other children. You got people like that. They find out their husband had other kids, and they don't want to. They don't want to accept them. They don't have anything to do with them, especially when they're living. You know, they don't want to. They don't want the kids coming to their house. I've seen that, heard that, and naturally he's got to go out and deal with the kids separately because the wife don't want the kids in his house. And I can understand how that would hurt you, and you don't want those kids in your house. You know, the kids don't have anything to do with what the grown folks did, but that's just a lot to digest. And somebody you loved went out and had a whole separate life and children, never told you, and then now what? You expected me to let them come in my house, and we're still married. Siblings were mad at my grandpa's room because the other siblings showed up. My dad was separate from my aunt. Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm saying. People get real ugly about stuff like that. And it's even worse when you tell people your business and you don't tell certain people, such as your spouse, that you had children with other women, but you've told, like your other relatives. Because see, men got a habit of doing that, telling other relatives of their sins, and then those relatives never go back and tell the wife, well, did you know he got other children? They hold a secret. And I don't think that's right, to use people to hold your secrets, because it's not fair to hold your secrets and then walk around the other person and knowing the man got other kids. That's not right. And then if the wife finds out, she's mad because she's like, why you never tell me? Or she's mad at his children that knew. Why you ain't tell me you had a brother or sister? You understand what I'm saying? You don't put people in that type of situation. You don't put people in that type of situation. And a lot of people don't care. This is why I keep telling you. You can't ask why on anything because people don't care. The self-serving, the sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, they do what they want when they want. So you sit up here saying, you know that's wrong. You should tell your wife you got another baby, blah, blah, blah. Hell no, he ain't going to tell she nothing. It will be when he gets sick and the child decides she wants to come to the hospital when all hell breaks loose. Nitra, you up here testifying, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Oh, those situations I don't want to never be around again. Those type of crazy situations with dead folks and their secrets, and that's why I say I live a whole hum life, very whole hum. That's why I don't want to be involved with nobody with no crazy shenanigans. I just don't. If you got a lot of crazy family problems, the issues queen not for you. Cause I don't want to hear that stuff in the morning, in the afternoon, and I don't want to hear it before I go to bed. My grandmother watched her husband mention other work. See, oh God. Now y'all just testifying in this chat. Oh. Well, women can be dirty too. It goes both ways. We got some little dirty kitty cats out there. Having men raise children with them that don't belong to the men. Well, I understand. But deception comes in many forms. You have women who have lied. They've had men raise their children, raise the children as his own, thinking he was the daddy and he was not. And then naturally something happens to where you got to go to the hospital, get blood, and that's when the 411 comes out that him not your daddy. You feel me? And somebody got to now tell the child, that's not your father. DNA ain't matching up, because you might need some blood one day. Or might have to do a bone marrow transplant, and that's when people's secrets come out. See, people don't think about stuff like that. See, that's why I said it can go both ways. Men, dirty, lying to their women and wives and girlfriends, and out here sleeping with different women, making children. People don't think about none of that stuff. No repercussions. You don't think. You think you're going to live forever. You think you're going to be in good health. It's sad. That's why I said it comes a point in life when you need to own up to the stuff that you've been doing and come clean. So you can sleep good at night and know that down the road if something happens to you, you won't put people in an awkward position to where they'll end up turning on one another. Because see, people don't think about that when they're carrying a bunch of lies around with them. They just think it's going to work out. They don't know about it, then we ain't going to worry about it. But life doesn't work like that. Somebody always finds out something. Somebody tells something. Somebody going to tell it. Oh, my goodness. 38 thumbs up, 24 in the row. Lord have mercy. What else is there to talk about? I need to carry my black butt to bed. Because I ain't let nobody sleep. Fooling with y'all. Got me up here late night talking. We done went from talking about the story of Mississippi to healthcare to folks at the funeral. Oh. So far, I ain't been at a funeral where nobody showed out. So that's a good thing. Church, that's another thing. Have I listened? I'm trying to think if I've been in church and somebody said something crazy. Not too outlandish, no. But you know, I've learned that about too. Church folks like to get in church and testify and tell stuff they ain't got no business telling, talking crazy. I be like, boy, y'all got all day and week to tell folks how you feel. Y'all don't wait till y'all get in church, start telling stuff, what a person should and shouldn't be doing. You know you don't do that in church. You don't call people out in church, you don't call their names out. See, people don't have no respect. Oh, good Lord, Nietzsche, my God. Why are you snapping, Nietzsche? For what? And why are you opening up Pandora's box in this damn live? Golly, it's too early for this. It's too early. Oh, as Miss Seeley said at the end of The Color Purple, Paul ain't really my Paul. I'm dead saying. Oh, what Seeley said, Paul ain't really my Paul. Lord have mercy. Don't get me singing no old hymns up here. There's a leak in this old building. Dang. Seeley old as all Methuselah, and she walking in there with her good fur on her shoulder talking about Paul ain't my Paul. Paul ain't really my Paul. Well, now you know. And went up in front of that girl and said, his last wife, she said, how he died? On top of me. I can't. Dang. Ooh. Daddy was rough. He liked young girls, just nasty. Jesus wept. Oh, and you got some men like that. They love young girls. Like, what is it? Why you don't want nobody grown? Your nasty tail. Oh, Terry quit. I'm serious. You know you got all these people. These so nasty ass men love young girls. And she looked offensive and said, why was I talking about my biological dad and I hadn't said a word? So I told her I was a grown. Oh, no, not you in that Facebook. Don't start. I was talking about my body and I hadn't said a word. So I told her I was grown. I post what I want. Oh, well, what did you say about y'all daddy on Facebook? Or as we say in the street, lie book. Book of lies. That ought to be a part. That ought to be a new book they put in the Bible. The Book of Lies. My goodness gracious. Y'all on that Facebook. Ooh. It's a wonder. I'm telling you the truth. It's a wonder folks' phones, iPhones don't catch on fire. I swear. Dang. Oh. Oh, the Facebook stories. They just go on and on. He said, she said. The man didn't raise his children. He didn't claim her in life, yet getting mad over a post. Hey, Lita, so what did you say? I don't understand. What did you say, Nitra, in the damn post? Now, it's too early for all the shenanigans. Now you sitting up here bringing up these dead folks' stories up in my life. Ugh. Don't do it. Lord have mercy. That Facebook, you can't say nothing on that thing. Lita, where you been? Up on somebody's face on somebody's YouTube channel? Lita. Woo. I swear. You know, when I listen to stuff these days, I realize I ain't got no problems. Never none. I ain't got nothing. I swear. Girl, that Benadryl got me in and got in and out, Queen. Oh, well, you ain't have to jump back on. You doped up on Benadryl trying to watch the Queen. I'm gonna check out of here because I know I'm over an hour, at least 2 hours in because my phone buffer to start over. So I'm 25 minutes in to a newer chat. We're not really talking about much. Dead folks and secrets. Nietzsche up here. Nietzsche to open up Pandora's box in the live. Oh, okay. Well, interesting. So what did he say? I mean, you think your daddy dealt with them, or you don't really know if your daddy dealt with them and he just didn't tell y'all about it? Oh, okay, you got me from on the TV. Well, you know I'll go listen to myself on this live. This live is more tame than the other ones. Because it took me a while to get started. I had the camera rolling and I was steady punching the buttons trying to get out the live so I could do my thumbnail. Because I ended up pressing the button too quick. So I got to go redo that while it upload. Because I know I'm looking a hot mess. Oh, I'm going to rest. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get some rest because I'm doing too much with staying up doing these stories, not getting enough sleep, running around. I should have took a nap when I got back from the store, but it was dinner time, so made me something to eat. Store bought. I'm trying to fix nothing. Not nothing. Not this single gal. When you're hungry, you want to eat something quick. But I have enjoyed talking to you all. I pray I can bring you more news, topics. I will try to find something more stimulating to bring to you possibly tomorrow. There will be an update, of course, to this case out of Mississippi because Miss Turner is going to court for a bond hearing tomorrow. Okay, he didn't claim the sister. But he didn't. He didn't claim the alleged sister of mine, but he didn't raise none of his children. Okay. Lena, you know, I'm thinking about eating me some more of them that little chicken wings. When I get off this live. I ain't gonna never lose no weight. I'm thinking about eating. Because you know I ate slow talking to you earlier, so I was, I'm gonna might eat a little more or something, a little chicken, drumstick or something. Girl, look at Nietzsche. She wants some chicken wings. Nietzsche, you don't need nothing. You carry your butt to bed. You all up in this live testifying. Lord, where is your attorney? Nietzsche said, I don't need nothing either, but I know I ain't going straight to bed. I'm gonna watch a little TV. She said, laugh out loud, you're gonna be bloated. I ain't gonna be bloated because I'm gonna empty my stomach before I shower and all that kind of stuff. She said chicken, I call it too. But tomorrow I will jump back on and I'll try to be early. Nature said, I'm gonna drink some wine. This late, Nature, what? I hear you. I can't talk because once I finish showering and all that, I'm gonna put some whiskey on my tongue with a little lemonade. Hell, I ain't gotta go to the White House and work in the morning. Look, I ain't worried. Queen ain't worried. Oh, Satan, get on somewhere. But tomorrow, which is today, excuse me, I will try to bring you guys an update pertaining to Turliscea Turner, 29, the female who aided the kidnapping of Sergio Smith out of Memphis to South Haven, Mississippi. I will see what new updates will come. I'll probably naturally have to wait till afternoon because naturally court will run in the morning, and I will wait to see what happens in court. If she gets a bond, what do you all think? Before I check out of here at 29:56 seconds, do you think the judge will give the queen a bond in this kidnapping case? Nitra says no bond. Cynthia says no. I got 2 no's. Lita, what you say? Lita, I got 3 no's. No bond. You don't think she'll get a bond? I wonder what evidence her attorney is going to bring forth to try to get her a bond. Lita said Team Sergio right here. Humbly says no. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 no's. Okay, Terry says they're going to give her a bond. But that's the point. Might get a bond, but how high will the bond be? They need to pick Miss Smith up. Yeah, I concur with that. I think Antoinette Smith has played a dirty game with her child, and with this Facebook mess and doing lives and stuff. And I think she has deceived the public in what happened in Nashville, Tennessee. And I hope that the truth will come out. And I hope if the truth alludes to the fact that she, in fact, lied about what happened in Nashville, lied about this child being ransomed off, she need to do every damn day in the penitentiary. And that's how I feel about that situation. Because we're talking about a child who, one, didn't ask to be here. He didn't ask to be here. And he didn't choose her for a mother. She brought him here. Good night, Nitra. So my thing is this. He deserves better than what has been given to him. He deserves much better. Well, Lita, possibly so. It's no telling what has happened with the other children. And the fact that she mentioned that in her live, that something similar has happened to her other children, it leads one to believe that she's not fit to rear children, and that's the reason why she doesn't have her children. So you can use common sense, and whether people want to judge others for judging her, that's just common sense. Why should anyone think she deserves to have this child or any of her children? Because one, you have to look at the fact that she doesn't have her other children. Why does she not have her other children? You've had literally a lot of children, but yet you don't have any of them. You only had the one before last Sunday. And we're now in a new week, which is a new Monday. And you forfeited those rights when you left your child with these said people. Told you Facebook is the police. She's running herself up. Well, hey, that's everybody's choice. And like I tell you all, how you choose to live is your prerogative. You like to run your mouth on Facebook, Instagram, posting stuff, bragging about stuff that's probably wrong, illegal, sending people messages in the DM and don't think none of that stuff is ever going to be confiscated. That is your choice. I'm one of the type of people, I don't care what these people do out here, so long as you don't do it to the queen. And that's just how I feel. Who I feel sorry for are children because they can't defend themselves, such as an adult as myself. They don't have no options. They're just here. They're just here. Lord, leader, Facebook is the police. Well, the thing is, Facebook is made of people like you and I. And yes, they do have people that work with law enforcement. They do watch your Facebook pages and posts. And they do watch you when you have been involved in any type of case, criminal or not. They want to see who's talking to whom, who's saying what to whom, who's responding to whom, who's got commentary. That's just what they do. And like I said, people have made it easy for them to do that because you won't stay off the damn microphone. You got to be seen. So obviously you want to be heard. And sometimes what you say, you cannot take back. Just like I said, you get immersed in a crime. Naturally, the first thing they will do is seize your phone records, seize your phone, see who you've been talking to. So if you have done something wrong, illegal, lied, whatever, they're going to see all that in your text messages, your DM, so forth. So that's a choice you made. And that's life. I'm praying for Sergio. I'm praying that he is happy right now. I'm praying that the judge makes a sound decision in his favor. And frankly, I'm praying that he doesn't go back with she, because that's just how I feel. I don't think there's anything that could jump off that would make me change my mind about her, because as I state, I don't see any signs that this person followed through doing the appropriate thing if what she said is the truth when she was allegedly in Nashville. So to me, there's nothing that she could say or do that'll make me think that she deserves to have her child, just from the little things that have come out about her not having her kids, her own admission in the Facebook Live that her other children have been in a similar situation, her ranting and raving on Facebook as soon as she touched down soil in Memphis, not contacting the police in Nashville, not speaking with the news here in her local area, which leads me to believe, Miss Smith, you do have something to hide, and that's why you don't want to talk to the Memphis news outlets. You only want to talk to somebody on damn Facebook, posting old pictures of yourself with your kid, cussing and fussing on there when really your concern should have been trying to have contact with your son and not cursing on Facebook. I want to thank you all for joining me. Mask Up America. Prayers for Tracy in the UK. Prayers for my friend Miss Mary in Virginia, who's fighting COVID and heart failure. I'm praying for all of you, praying that you get your stimulus checks and that the country can try to stay afloat and open while we get the vaccinations, if you choose to take it. God bless all of you. Thanks for the super chat, Miss Margaret and Just Queen. Love you guys so much. I will be back on later this evening with an update pertaining to this case out of South Haven, Mississippi, and the court hearing in Memphis, Tennessee of Turliscea Turner. God bless all of you. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Love you all. Bye-bye.